This week's episode is sponsored by Lemon Creative Media. From graphic designs to multimedia and logo design, these lads have got over 50 years experience in print and media. For all your quality prints, flyers, brochures and stationery. They also do animation, illustration, video promotions, signage and banner stands. You'll find loads of their work on Instagram. Give them a follow, Lemon Creative Media. Thanks.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Billy Moore podcast, and today's special guest is Frankie Allen and my co-host Darren Smith. How are you, Frankie?
I'm doing great, and it's got to be one of the hottest days of the year. I've never known nothing like it in my life. And one thing I do want to say, right, Billy, just before we're getting ready for this, just ask me, have you got a comb? Have I got a comb? Do I look as though I need a comb? No, Billy, I haven't got a fucking
polo neck on, lad. We had t-shirts on, but I looked like my bar, didn't I? I looked like a right wool, mate. Some fucking snide get up on me, so throw the fucking polo neck on.
I haven't got a comb, but, you know, obviously we're all ready to go anyway, but it's got to be. I didn't believe in a global warming thing, that I never ever believed in it. Thought it was rubbish, you know. But lately, floods in Germany. It's like Africa here, you can't even breathe. Floods in China. So I started to think, where's it going to end?
Billy's getting a job as a lucky man down by the top, lad. He's got a load of shark trainees.
Down Barebow Bank. I am sweating.
He's got a load of trainees round his neck, lad.
Sweating like a glass.
I've never known nothing like it in my life.
Yeah, it is hot like, innit?
Oh, terrible.
It's hot.
Yeah, but you know what? Thanks for both of you turning up and having it's just about a
I
little
was
bit.
looking forward to meeting Frankie, to be honest, because he knows a proper Scouser.
I'm a fan of Darren's as well. I watch all his stuff. So it's great that we can all meet up. And it's weird, isn't it? You know, you hear about people, even in Liverpool, it's not a big place. Everybody knows each other, but at the same time, they don't.
Yeah.
You've heard of people and you've seen them. You know, I saw Darren years ago when he worked on the doors and things. Never really got to know you. Might just walk past them. But it's great to see people that I didn't even know you built, did I? Until a couple of years. Obviously, they're there. But it's great to meet up with people and going through your life. When you think of the thousands of people that you've met, and there's still people you probably you live and you'll die, but you'll hear the name, but you'll never meet them.
Yeah, he is. It's true, innit? Like you fucking meet people, different people all the time. You think, no, I never thought to become fucking mates with him.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, when I first met him, we were on some fucking film thing, weren't we, lad? First time I met you.
That didn't.
What were you doing? Extra work, or were you
I was a bit of a star, lad.
We were
This is Shooters, was it, or something like that?
No, we were working with Ricky Tomlinson on something called something. Anyway, right, mention no names. And it didn't pan out really well, but you know, I put my heart and soul into it, and so did you. You turned over the little Pomeranian, didn't you?
I had a great part. You were in Ricky Tomlinson's son round a bend. I don't know what happened to it, but that's what you said about that, really.
This director had me talking Spanish, which
you were good though, Billy.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cuál es tu nombre? ¿Dónde eres? Bendeco.
Frankie's half Spanish.
Did you speak Spanish, Frankie?
Yeah, I speak Spanish, yeah. Habla español, sí. En este país nació, pero mis antepasados en historias fueron españoles, señor. Mi madre. Era mi madre y mi abuela.
Loco, Bendeco.
We've just been speaking to that off mic, which is fascinating, really. I mean, probably true of every city in the UK, but especially Liverpool. You know, I've got Spanish ancestry. Now, Darren's just been telling me about actually Kosovan in his family. And we were talking about Scotland Road. My dad's mother and his grandmother, they had a chip shop in Scotland Road, although they lived for some reason, or they moved to down Stanhope Street, down the south end of Liverpool. People call it Toxteth now. So it was very mixed. But he just reminded me, here, Scotland Road, huge Italian.
Yeah, Little Italy, innit?
Little Italy, huge Italian community. Even now, there's hundreds of Italian names in Liverpool. So we've been, and that's what I think makes us like a bit of a separate identity to the rest of the UK. Like a principality was so mixed,
Because it was such a big port, weren't it? Everyone come through, didn't he? You know what I mean? Yeah. So everyone in Liverpool's got a bit of something in them.
I'm glad.
A lot of Irish as well, isn't he?
I am glad I was born in Liverpool. Like, I think we're a bit fast. Above the rest of the nation.
Being born anywhere else. Really,
well, you were born in Skem. Darren from Skem.
Runcorn, I'm more of a Runcorn kind of guy, me, lad.
Hey, and Frankie from Widnes.
Isn't it funny?
See Frankie and real, lads.
You know the things that wind you up.
Yeah.
Me and my lad, we do this thing called a live thing every now and then. We speak and all that. Yeah. Anyway, so we're on it one day. So this fella sends a message through, Frankie, are you from Runcorn? Anyway, my blood was boiling. You know what I mean? And I swear to God, I don't know what it was. It really, you know, like, if I would have seen the fella that night, I would have gone, hey, mate. You know what?
It's a fucking
It's funny,
insult,
it's like a terrible insult. Are you from Runcorn? Whoa.
I've got a good mate.
So is that him, John Bishop? Is he from Runcorn? Is that
John,
a thing?
is he from Runcorn?
Is he really from Runcorn?
He's from Cheshire.
But he's not a Scouser.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure where I think his mother and father came from Liverpool.
Yeah, one of them.
I mean, I'm not going to slag him off. I mean, he's done very well. He's great on the CD. He's multi-millionaire. He's fantastic. All I'll say about him, you know, best of luck to him with whatever he's done. But
You're not a real Mickey.
I don't know. I mean, it's up for it's what you think.
I don't think he is like.
You know what? To be honest, I've seen him on stage and I found him quite funny.
Yeah, he's a funny
live.
Lad. He's
like,
funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
it's
funny.
just. Is his accent's a little bit... You know, I've lived all over Liverpool. Yeah. Every part of Liverpool I've lived. Yeah. And everyone's got different accents. There's hundreds of different Liverpool accents knocking about. But I've never heard any as strong as him for someone that doesn't live in Liverpool.
See, right,
it's like it's put on a little bit, lad, innit?
I grew up and speak, right? So I have family in Kirby.
It's put on, mate, you're right.
Yeah. I have family in Kirby.
Yeah.
And their accent was totally different from mine.
Yeah.
I was quite envious of theirs. I don't know why. You just sounded more Scouse than I did.
Well, it's funny, really. When I lived in Kensington, everyone...
Sounds posh, Kensington,
it does, but
it does, like...
And there was a thing in the paper a few years ago, in the Daily Mirror, double-page spread, Tale of Two Kensingtons, the one in London and the one in Liverpool, which is obviously, at the time anyway, it was like really it was rough, you know. Yeah. But what I noticed, when I lived in Old Swan and I lived in Wavertree, when I moved to Kensington, in the local bars and people would come in, and everything was like a secret. Everyone's walking around and you go, all right,
I'll decide them out, yeah.
How's it going? Listen, dude, I've got that thing and it took me a long time to getting used to it. Because in Old Swan and Wavertree, everyone's shouting.
Yeah.
Used to walk in the pub and go, Frankie, have you seen Tony Mac? Solidaire Billy is coming down on Wednesday. And then the next thing I moved to Cal, I was like, you know what I mean? He's a bit of a prick. Keep away. I'm being funny. He's a bit of a nonsense. Keep away from that. And it took me a long time to get used to it. Yeah. And then when I moved up to kind of like Norris Green, where I am now, they're kind of in the middle. They're like talking like normal, really. And then you go. I've lived in Bootle for a while, and everyone's like Jamie Carragher. Everyone's going, fucking hell, Frank, what's happening, lads? Don't you know this, right? Yeah, fucking hell. I'll tell you what, I've just been... Yeah, fucking hell. I yocked this. I've got someone's equipment. Go on to me, behaviour. Like that. Everyone's like, fucking teeth are sticking out, you know. Like, what's going on?
It's a bit of a weird place, Bootle, like,
that don't slag Bootle up, kid. I used to fucking live in Bootle.
You live there still?
I was a blue hillbilly, lad. I had a banjo and all that.
This is a disclaimer. We're not having a go at anyone or any part of Liverpool. We're all a bit different. But it is funny when you live in places that you...
I'm 2 minutes from
when you move around... When you move around...
I love all that young fame after me, fuck off, lad.
You move around and you can see differences in the way people's approach to life as well, you know.
Yeah. I always think that people from round by ours, and I'm not just saying it, Scotty, and that are dead generous.
Yeah.
And the first to throw in, when we've had a few collections and that, the first to throw in, and I find like... Not just getting a South End, but a few South Enders are a bit tight.
Yeah, well, that's a possibility. You just don't know. What I've noticed about people from the South End, I was talking to my mate of mine this morning from the South End, lives on Hyde Park Street, completely different than Scotland Road and the North End. They talk very slowly and it's all listen, la, what's happening, la? Listen, I've got something to tell you, la. Beef is on your case, la. She belled me last night. What's happening with Frankie? Is he when he's on your case, la? You know, which is a totally different way of speaking than the North End. They're like that. That's chance, like, that's chance. Some fucking like she, Frankie, that's chance. Fuck you, what the fuck you don't bear it off? Get with here. Yeah, I'll get it on the blower. It's very slow down the South End. Because it's so mixed, cosmopolitan, maybe Caribbean influence. Yeah. Everyone's like that. Fucking bad cats.
More laid back.
And I'm going, get him sorted for you. Everyone thinks they're in gangster movies. Everyone thinks in Liverpool everything's a gangster movie. A fella actually said to me, in Manchester, how do you go from like falling out with someone to where you're prepare to like, you know, really harming them, you know. And I said, you'd have to live there. It's all about respect.
Yeah.
I said, you could bump into someone in the chippy, and especially if it's in front of your bed, it'd be embarrassed you. I said, you'd be prepared to jump through the window on a rope, you know. The next week, with all 20 machine guns. I said, it's just the way people think.
Yeah.
I was in Rochdale, and I was with these lads. He was just ordinary lads, like us, you know. So anyway, I said to this fella, been up all night. What's up, Frank? Trouble and all that. So I just went, it's all right. It's all getting sorted. So this fella went, oh, you're taking legal action. So I went, no. So this sort of fella got on a little bit and he went, I'll never forget the way he talked. He went, surely. He went, Frankie, surely. Surely you're not considering further violence. I went, I just said, look, we don't use solicitors. Only to defend us, you know. Only to defend us. You know, you won't get a solicitor's letter off us if your edge grows over our heads. I said, you'll be dragged. You'll be dragged.
Like fluid.
There'll be a hand on your throat. What's your game with this fucking edge? You know what I mean?
Knocking round.
But it's, as you say, Darren, we're a race of people, aren't we?
Of course, yeah, but like you probably had about, I know you do and I do, but you'd have about 10 scenarios over that edge, wouldn't you? So I'll just knock around, I'll say to him, look, John, that fucking edge is growing over. And then there's another scenario where you go, look, John, I've had a fucking enough of that edge, lad. I've told you once. The next minute, your scenario and pulling fucking John over the edge, aren't you? I think that's everyone in Liverpool as well, isn't it?
I had it this morning. I had it this morning where he hadn't...
names mentioned.
No names mentioned, but he hadn't had a reply from someone. And I'm one of them, Frankie. If I send you the message and you reply and then you don't reply to a question, I'm starting to go into like fucking paranoid mode then. I start thinking, is he taking the piss? Get a resentment. They build up. It's like a squirrel collecting nuts. I start collecting these little resentments.
I have to say to him, just knock it on the fucking head.
And then I just go, and then I think, then instead of just saying, lad, why haven't you answered me? Who the fuck do you think you fucking are? It goes down that road then. Well, it goes down that road.
I know
it's just, it's very different. I lived in Cambridge for a while, a few years ago, down there. Lived in Cambridge, and very strange thing. And I've seen this on the television with a lot of people down south. I was talking to this fella, and he went, and this girl was sitting there, and she went, so-and-so, I was working with this fella, something went, and she went, we've only been together for 3 weeks. I said, oh yeah, you know, but we're getting on and all that. She said, I was with my fella for 4 years, you know, but we've split up. It's all over now. She said, that's him over there with his mates at the bar. I went, your ex-fella? And she said, oh, yeah, we've split up, defo, 3 or 4 weeks. I'm out with him tonight. I went, oh. And the fella come over and said, would you like it? You know the way he's talking. He went like that to the bird and the fella. You're all right? Would you like a drink? Hello, Eddie. You know, to the muster was with his bird. I went, listen, I must be having a nervous. I can't handle this. I said, if you're in Liverpool, your bird that you've been with for years. He said, if I was with my bird, I'd been with her for years. And we split up. She said, it's all over. I said, all right. She said, fuck off. Don't want to see her again. I said, all right. Even if it was 12 months later. If I was sitting in a bar and she walked in with a fella, I said, I'd fly over. And whoever it was, I'd have him by the throat and I'd go, who the fuck are you?
Everyone's different. I wouldn't do that, you know.
Couldn't you?
I'd just go to her, I'd just go crack on with her, mate.
Would you? Yeah.
She's like, crack on with her.
I'd probably curl up with a ball and cry to fucking sad music for months.
Everyone reacts differently, don't they? But people down south have got a different attitude to a lot of things. You know,
I've never really been down fucking south, you know. No. I really haven't. I'm a fucking proper northerner, mate. I don't go down south. I don't know what it's all about. I don't. I just think they're just fucking, you know, a lot of them don't like us. You seen that England match the other week, didn't you?
Right.
Singing, we hate Scousers. I'm not saying everyone from London's like that.
Can't pigeonhole everyone, can we?
No, we're not pigeonholing everyone, but I'm saying that video that they were all singing about us and like how much they hate us and all that. They don't. A lot of them don't like us. Don't that.
Well, it's a funny thing. I mean, I've got a mate, my mate lived in Chester, and we were doing this, Cheshire really, past Chester, and he moved with this bird down there, and he used to say to me, fucking hell, Frankie, terrified of Scousers out there, you know. I said, are he? Oh, what do you mean, terrified? They never met you? He said, oh no, I was fucking terrified. So anyway, we were working on this pub, like a Chinese restaurant in Chester called a Slow Boat, and it was right in the middle of the countryside, lovely place and everything. So, you know the way we drive Scousers? I just drove in where it said no entry.
Yeah.
We just, no rules. There's no, just drove in, no entry. Just parked off. So I saw this fella in a four-wheel drive and he had like a farmer's, hat on like that. And he was like that, pointing at the window. So then he went like that with his window. So I just went like that and he went, "You're illegally parked! You're illegally parked!" I said, "What? So he got out the car, so he's following me. So I turned around and he said to me, he was only a couple of yards away from me, then he went, "You're illegal." I went, all right. And he went, "Oh, I'm sorry. And got back in his car.
Yeah.
And I thought, and that happened to us when me and my lad went to Chelmsford working down there. We got to the train and the fella was coming down collecting the tickets. Only a young lad, And I was just sitting. He went, and he said the tickets and all that. And I think I had a little sleep. I just woke up. So I said, "Fucking hang on a minute, mate, will ya?" And he went, "There's no rush." I can't back. It's just an image of us.
Yeah, of course.
That people portray, and it's a little bit of a fear factor.
I said to Billy, I remember we'd go on school trips. I remember going to fucking Wales one time, and your ma gives you the fucking knicker at the time when get yourself an ice cream was the I'll shout wearing. Your man has something, give you a nice fucking knicker or something, and you get there. So you had a knicker to spend with the school. I remember walking in a shop in Wales, and I had Brian, Scousers, and the two of them just went fuck off and wouldn't let a load of kids in. So they just fucking knew. I know we've got a bad reputation, but as a kid you were a terrible robber. I don't know, we all were, you know what I mean? Yeah. We went to this place in the lakes, and this fucking fella, he's making these pigeons out of wood and all that, and he has this Boss craft knife. My mate's fucking standing there looking at the craft knife, and he's crafting, and we're watching, this fucking school of crafting, and he's making them, and everyone's standing around. It was every school there. We're all like that at our school. My mate went, "I'm having that. The fucking knife." Fucking, probably been in his family for fucking years, generations of crafters. My mate went, "I'm fucking having that, lad." So anyway, he put the knife down, he's showing all these things, mate. I just went, "Fuck off." Next minute was, "Someone stole a knife, you let every fucking school go by arse, lad." And he had us all up on the thing. The teacher went, "Right, we're sharing everyone." Next minute, the fucking knife's getting passed along. Got through under the fucking table. But, they were ruthless as kids, weren't they? Especially when we used to go to, places like fucking, what was it called up that way? Where they had the castle and that.
Carnarvon or Conway or somewhere.
No, fucking
Abergele and all that.
No, it was like amusement park. Camelot.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't believe when we went to Camelot. Mountain bikes had just come out.
Yeah.
And they didn't chain them up.
I know.
And our fucking youth club that used to take us, Mary, we'd be trying to throw these fucking mountain bikes on the chariot. No big old chariot they used to have. She'd be going, lads, fucking hell, calm down. You'd be, "Mary, please, can't we just throw it on?" She'd be throwing up the fucking wall. But we couldn't believe that there was bikes unchained, mate. You know what I mean? It's just...
People
just
have got
it
different.
Kid,
it's
really.
kind of like
why do you think though? Because I think it's got something to do with the football and it going to Europe and we were winning a lot and we were travelling a lot. There's a lot of grafters back then, weren't they?
Yeah.
It was all that retro.
You know what the shout was then, don't you? With all the lads, "Keep the XCs down." That was the shout when they ever went anywhere. So where'd they go? First they go to say they were going to London. First petrol station, the dinners are getting in, aren't they? "Keep the XCs down." Then he'd go. Then he'd try and get some wages out of a shop, wouldn't he? And that's the way they were in the 80s because they was fuck all round. Don't forget, all the jobs got took and everything like that.
I think the main difference I've noticed here, as you say, not that people think it's in other parts of the country, people say it's wrong to steal. It's not that we don't think it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's kind of like as though it's if you can see it and it's your right kind of thing. The way a lot of people think. It's like I went to Blano Festiniog about 15 years ago. I'll tell you the story. It's dead funny. And it was in the middle of nowhere. Blano Festiniog. It's about 150 miles from here. Right out near Anglesey, past the peninsula, Portmadoc and all that. Place was right up in the mountains. And this fella ran a brewery. He had his own brewery and his own club on the campsite. So he come up to me and he having a drink at the... "What time do you want to go on, Frankie, I said, "Whatever time you want." So I got so on to a nice fella. He went, "We had trouble here with Scousers." So I said, "Oh, yeah. What happened?" "Oh," he said, "they came here," he said, "in the summer. They were all right in the caravan. Then they started dancing with everyone's wives. dancing with girls, trying to get the girls into the caravan. He said, and Glyn over here, these bikers were there, you see, like a biker's place. They ended up fighting with the bikers. I said, oh, I see, yeah. I said, what happened? He said, to be fair to the Scousers, there was only 4 or 5 Scousers, he said, but there was a lot of them. He said, but the Scousers gave as good as they got. So I said, oh, okay. I said, when was this? June. I said, all right. Okay. So later on I said, listen mate, you're not being funny. Has anything happened since, like? So he goes, oh no. No. That's it, no, Frank, you know. They give as good as they got, that's it. I said, no, I'm just, if they thought that it was unfair, you see, if the odds, if there's more, and like, they might think of coming here, oh, God, no. He said, nearly 200 miles to Liverpool. I said, all right then. Anyway, I went back about 6 months later. As I walked in, he went, Frankie, you all right? He said, those lads came back here with 3 cars, ran into the club, hitting everybody. Then he went, even women. Then he went, they dragged Glyn out into the car park. The screams were unmerciful. They hit him with long sticks. I said, no.
Long sticks?
I said, baseball bats. He went, that's right. Like the television in America. I said, yeah, bats. He said, blood everywhere. They left. So I said, did you get the police? He went, oh, yes. So I said, what happened? They blocked off the A547, but they must have gone a different way. He said, we found the car in Abergele that we think they've been in, stolen.
Stolen?
I didn't want to blow the lads up, you know. So I said, what about when they signed in, when they first come here, did they book in with the names? And I felt little thing he said, I didn't want to blow them up like false names. I said, he said, the CID at Carnarvon done everything they could. They couldn't trace them. They were looking for them in Birkenhead, but I know they were from Liverpool. So I said, all right, you know. And he was giving me drinks on. So he come up to me at the end of the night and went, right, Frankie, I have something to tell you. I said, ask you. I said, what is it? He said, do you think that's it now? So I said, I don't know. So he said, tell me this, he said, they let 8 months go by before they'd done their reprisal.
Reprisal?
So I said, what, hadn't they forgotten about it? I said, yeah, they'd forgotten all about it. They were living their lives. I said, but at the same time, they were always thinking about it. Yeah. And he went, oh. Oh, he said, Liverpool, he said, it's a bad place. Terrified.
Oh, mate,
yeah.
Tell us about one of your worst gigs.
Yeah, what was the worst one, Frank?
It depends what for violence or for heckling or
just
heckling. Died.
Heckling.
But for heckling, I went to one place. This was only a couple of years ago. We were up in Middlesbrough and we do great up there, but a fantastic time. But the security were no good. They were very weak, you know.
Yeah.
And this table of lads, I saw this fella and he has like a big bald head and these little glasses. So I walked out and you know what I'm like? I said, hey mate, the bouncy castle's been taken down, you'll have to go home and all that. And he didn't like it. Yeah. So we started kicking off and everything. So when it comes to the interval, I said to the security, get that table out. I want him out. Yeah. So the fella came in and he was like a southerner, this guy, and his missus in his 60s, you know. He wasn't really a handy lad or nothing. So he said, do you want him out? I said, I'd like you to take it. Anyway, he got him out, but he only got him out into the bar. You know, he didn't chase them. And he came back in, Darren, and then he started kicking off again. And just like yourself and like you, Bill, we're all street lads. We've been around. And I can see trouble. I mean, even only last year, a big advantage for me. Last year, we went out to a barrow in Furness. Yeah. I'm in this club called Askham in Furness. And when we got in there at R5, there was a table of lads who were sitting there already. We walked in, and this fella turned round. And he said, you better be funny tonight, you know, the way he talk and all that. He said, especially with the fucking head on you. And I just laughed it off. I said, oh, yeah, got a head like a peanut and all that. So we got in the dressing room. And the doorman came in, security, So I went, get them out. And he went, Frankie, you can't get them out. It's 6:30.
Yeah.
And one lad said, all he said to you was, look at the head. I said, no, he's got to kick off.
You knew. We always knew that.
Yeah,
You know,
Darren, you know, it's an instinct.
You're around the club scene, you know.
This way we've been brought up. So I went, no, he's going to kick off. Anyway, so even like me lad said to me and the other comedian, I said, Frankie, you've got to fucking start chilling out.
Yeah.
And I started feeling guilty.
Yeah.
He went, he's not going to kick off. I've just been over at the word and he's sound. He said, well, you tell him I'm all that one. I just knew, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the first comedian went on. Great reception. I went on. Fantastic. The bad table never kicked off. During the interval, fella starts snarling. So sitting there, he's going,
Who are you, Frank?
snarling at me.
Yeah.
And he's going, all right with the mic, you know.
Because of that mic.
So he goes, you're all right with the mic and all that. You think you're hard? Fuck it. Hold on. So we started kicking off. So we know what I'm like. Once I'm on stage, I like changes to something else, like American Werewolf. So I said, well, do you think you're a hard case? I said, well, come on, big hard case, come and chin me and all. Anyway, so he stood over like that. So the next thing, this other fella flew over, not one of the doormen.
Yeah.
The doorman done nothing. Got over him and threw him out. So later on, everyone was saying...
And the doorman said, no.
No, but what the point was, later on, everyone was saying, oh, you were right, you know, Frank. How did you know he was going to kick off?
Yeah.
Darren, I don't know. You've knocked fellas back, haven't you?
Yeah,
And
of
you,
course.
Bill. On the doors where you've gone. And he might be... Looks okay.
Yeah.
And you've gone, sorry, members
You just
only.
know,
You just sense something's on you.
Sense, you know.
Yeah. Have you had any? Like, have you ever been tethered in Liverpool?
In what way, Bill?
In any ways, like the heckling? Well, Scousers like with you, because I did see you on stage, right? And it was funny.
Well, I get hecklers, and I don't mind hecklers. And I like them because I can have a go at hecklers. And I've always say I started out as a comic by heckling comedians.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
So I'm just one of the lads. So if someone heckles me and they're better than me, great. Yeah. And I've done it where someone said, "Hey mate, I can't go." And I'm only blagging like, but I've said to the audience, "Fucking hell, I can't. Aren't they quick round here? I can't come back for anything." Give them a big round of applause.
Yeah. Have you ever had that though?
I've done
Scousers, quick Scousers.
What I don't like, if someone shouts "fuck off" all the time.
It's just not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny at all.
You know,
if you're gonna give a shout out, make it funny. Don't
you've
start
make
just
it funny.
shouting "fuck off."
But if you're ruining the night, that's the time that you've got to be ejected. You know. And people say to me, some fella put this post up and he said, "Frankie Allen, you're supposed to be the UK's most," you know,
yeah.
You are all that, and he was fuming us up all night. And he went, "You are a timid, old fucking. You haven't got the bottle. That you all this. I saw you get neckled. You got the fella thrown out for nothing." And when I thought back, I wasn't for nothing. The fella was like kicking off like mad. So I don't mind anyone heckling. When we done the Stanley Park last year, the open air thing, there was a young lad kept shouting out, and it was
the
great.
shout's funny.
The shout was funny, and I was saying, "Any trouble tonight? These are with me. Who's with me? If he kicks off, are you still kicking off and all that?" And this old fella's with me, and we made a good laugh. And at the end of the night, he came up to me, and he was only a young kid.
Yeah.
And he said, "All right, Frankie." I said, "It's all right. It was sound."
Yeah.
But there are people, and I don't have to tell you lads, there are people who go out tooled up.
Yeah.
You know, they're carrying knives, and they're going, "I'm going to shift someone tonight." That's on their mind.
Yeah. It's a different generation.
Different. And there's people you've had it who look at you. Oh, he thinks a hard case on the door. You're a target.
Yeah.
To winning them brownie points, I'm going to be big time. So a lot of people, I think anyway, before they even, when they're buying tickets, they might go, "Oh yeah, I'll fucking show him who I am." But having said that, majority of people are as good as gold.
It's like when I used to go on a lot of holidays, you know, well, I still do. We can't at the moment, can we? But when I go on holiday, and I'd always go after the show, right? Not to show off, right? Because you know I'm not like that, right? I go because I think I give the kids a break now and me missus, because they've been on a fucking diet with me and I've been a nightmare for 12 weeks. So I'll take them on a nice holiday. But every time I go, it just caused fucking murder, mate. I remember we went to Mexico, right? So first day gets there and all that fucking Sam goes down the fucking pool. Me in my bed. The fella standing there, and you know, one of them on the mic. Volleyball, all in the pool, volleyball. He shouts me, hey, big guy, volleyball. I went, I'm all right, you know, kid. I'm just having this fucking, getting on a lounger. I'm all right. So second day, it comes down. Mr. Universe. Everyone looks over me, starts laughing. I went, you cunt. I was dead embarrassed, you know what I mean? Just didn't have no top on, walking around like Chesty McLean. I was covered up. I had a t-shirt today, shorts today. You know what I'm like, lad. I'm not like that, right? And he's going, so I thought everyone starts laughing then when he's going, you know, like a Reba. Mr. Universe. I went, you cunt. Right? So I lie down, I'm sinking into the thing, a few laughs, right? Gets up. Bed went, go and get us a drink. I went, where's me fucking top going over there? So a few people sniggered at the bar and all that. So the next day he comes down. Oh, look who we have here, Mr. Universe. When you come, mate, that was the fucking second time he done it, you know what I mean? Third day, same thing. I ended up fucking grabbing him by the neck. I said, oh, mate, do us a fucking favour, will you? You're ruining my holiday, you know. I said, every time I fucking come down here, you're doing that at Reba. Every cunt's laughing at me, you know what I mean? It was fucking horrible.
What did he say, Darren?
He just went, okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I said, mate, you're ruining me fucking holiday. I said, swerve it, mate. I'm not made up. Well, you get them wolves and they're like, what, you calling me Mr. Universe? There, look at him, mate. All right, and you always make mates with them. I don't want to know them fucking waiters when you go to Turkey or Mexico and it's always, Franco. Oh, my mate Franco, we've been coming about 5 years. Franco's our mate. He's not your fucking mate. He just wants a tip, doesn't he? Franco's just fucking lusting after your fucking beard, mate. And he just wants the tip. They're all slimy, guts, aren't they? But I remember we went to Turkey. And I'm walking past this bar and where do we go? Marmless, me and my bed. I'm pushing the pram. Next minute, there's a bar called Cream Bar. There, and this fucking fella's good looking cunt, look like George Michael, cowie hat on, Turk. And he's fucking standing there and he goes, are you coming today? You come in? I went, no thanks, mate. We're just going down here. Okay, my friend. You come in tomorrow? You promise? Did we say that to you? You promise? No, yeah, promise. So the next day we're fucking wheeling the pram past and he goes, hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You say you come in today? I said, no, mate. I'm all right, you know. I'm all right. Next day walks past. He's getting pissed off now. I've knocked him back twice. He wants me. He's on the fucking commission and he wants me to come in and have a bevy. Third day. Hey, you come in today, Sylvester Stallone. I said, no. Third day, right? I walks past, I'm pushing the pram. It's fucking shocking in there, it's even. Right, it's embarrassing. And he goes, hey, Mr. Steroids. You come in today? No, it's all lad. No. Just blank the toss. I'm in my bed, I'm with the baby, just fucking blanking. Right, next day, he walked past, he gave me the ultimate insult, lad. So I'm walking past and he goes, hey, Steven Seagal. I said, he's a fucking bag of shite, Tim. Not having that, no, fuck off. But they always insult you, don't they? If they want to buy, trying to sell you an old pair of fucking Machino jeans or something, don't they? If you don't buy them, they get a fucking cob on, don't they, them fellas? But honest to God, I remember I went to Egypt one time, and fucking hell, mate. I was like a conker, you know what I mean? It was like little Teddy. So I'd just done the Mr. Britain, and so I go to Egypt after this. So my bird's like, so first day we get there, I think I won the Mr. Britain on a Saturday and I went away on the Sunday. So I was there straight away in Egypt on the Monday morning.
Feeling good though.
Feeling good, but I won't not like that, lad.
No, I know, but it's nice
sat
though,
there with me fucking t-shirt
nice though, Darren, no, yeah,
you know, sat there with me t-shirt on, long pair of thing, and me bed went, are you gonna fucking lie like that all this holiday? And she went, just take off your fucking top and lie down. There's no one here. No one knows you.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, fuck that, mate. I can't be arsed with everyone. So I whipped it off and lied right down the lounge. And next minute, everyone's like that looking over, you know. Because going back 10, 12 years ago, there weren't many still. I know bodybuilding's massive now. Yeah. But there weren't many bodybuilders then, you know, still.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's gone massive now, training. Everyone trains in it. So everyone ran a pool like that. So this, next minute I'm lying there. This big fucking fat cunt comes over and he goes, hello, mate. I knew what he was going to say, lad. I went, all right, lad. So he goes, can I ask you a question? I thought, fuck, nobody's going to fucking ask you. He went, do you take steroids? Lad, I've been there, Frank, 2 minutes. God. So I said, yeah, I take fucking loads of them, lad. I said, go back over there, right? I said, and tell your fucking mates that you're in. I even inject me eyeballs. I said, I'm going up now. I've got about 10 injections before I come back down. And I'm a fucking terrible steady. Because that's what you wanted to hear, didn't you? I said, that's what... yeah, I was looking at you, but and I train myself, you know. He had fucking tits down there, right? He went, because I'm a security guard on Marks and Spencer's, he said, and I train myself. And I just said to them, looking at you, you can't look like that without taking steroids. So maybe later we can have a bit of a chat, he said, and we have a drink at the bar. I went, mate, fuck off. Go on, fucking leg it, mate. So I just legged them. But it caught people think, oh, when you get in shape, you go on the holidays and you're getting the glipos in and all the bits. Everyone's just fucking buzzing off you, mate. You just do it for yourself. All that bravado gear I've never been into, mate. I've just done it for myself. But they're my type of fucking hecklers.
You're quite a modest fella when it comes to like.
Oh, mate. I never got into fucking.
Well, Billy, I'd like to think we all are. You know, I'm not thinking like.
It's like you, Frank. I bet you people say, "Oh, fucking make us laugh."
Well, I get a little bit of, to be honest with you,
I'm just out with Amelia.
I've worked on the clubs all my life. When the video went viral, people stop me all the time for pictures and things. It's quite like, it's just weird. I don't, it's not like I feel like fucking Elvis. It just feels a bit strange. Like, a couple of weeks ago, I always have a breakfast in the morning. I'm always hungry. Yeah. Otherwise, I feel ill. So I got in my car. Someone's driving by our house. I'm driving down Queen's Drive. And I saw a white van behind me. He come up dead close to me, you know. They're beeping. I went, oh, what the fuck's this? So he pulled up alongside me and all I could see was hands like that. I went, oh no. Fellas kicking off. Yeah. I said, there's a gang of fellas going to a building site. They must have cut them up or something. Yeah. Then they're snarling. I went, for fuck, what am I going to do? And I'm like that. Bottle's gone. I'm like that. On me blower, see if we get older in the art cases. I thought, everyone's going to be in bed. I'll get battered, you know. And so he pulls up alongside me. So this fella's driving and he's shouting, Frankie, Frankie. I said, yeah. He said, pull up. And I still don't know what was going on, you know. So I said, I can't get on it, Darren, you know. I'm not, even my lad said, Dad, you're not on it, right? Yeah. We got out the car. I said, what's the matter? And I went like that. There was three of them got out. So I went, oh, yeah, you know. And I went, what's up like that? And I thought, if they fucking start getting out, just jump back in the car. Then I'll just fucking like sideswipe them with the car and get out of the way, you know. And he went, no, have a picture. I went, what? I said, we're going for something to eat. Where are you going now? I said, do you think you live in fucking Beverly Hills? I said, I'm going to a cafe on Breck Road, mate. Yeah. Yeah. What are you going there for? I said, I'm going for like bacon on toast and a coffee. Oh, can we just have a picture? So he took the picture and he went, when are you working next, Frank? I said, next week, where are you going? I said, Manchester. He goes, oh, we follow you know. And I went, oh, yeah, all right, sound, all right. And I, to be honest, I didn't like it, you know. Yeah. You've had it, you've had the bill.
Listen, I went to town the other week, right? I told Div, didn't I? And I'm in town, mate, and all these fellas are fucking shout me. And you know, I'm like, fucking hell, Darren, here, mate, tell us about the goth. I thought, I'm fucking sick of this cunt.
Go away, just flew down that story.
Down that story. I was like, my daughter's like, oh, Dad, who are they? I said, oh, it's only the lads. The only one to have a laugh. But, you know, it's all been in good humour, you know what I mean? It's never been nothing like anything aggressive.
No, it's nice. People, you know, you entertain people and people enjoy it. And, you know, it's like these podcasts. I enjoy doing them and I like bringing diverse guests. And I like Darren's a good friend of mine. Frankie's a good friend of mine. And I thought bringing you two together, it'll just be about, like, Scouse banter. Yeah, so no harm done with anything. We're not here to kind of create any harm or
I mean, it's strange today we're all Scousers, and as you say, we are very different, whether we like it or not, you know, different attitude and different way we approach things than what I've experienced kind of out of town. I mean, I was on Opportunity in Oxford in 1987. Yeah. And 16 million people watched it, and I was a bit nervous. Anyway, this is perfectly true. I auditioned in Manchester in 87. I was like 30. Went down to London, flew onto the first show. Bob Monkhouse says to me, Frankie, you're going to be a huge star, you know. Yeah. He's done a fantastic audition. As it happened, there was a girl on doing these impressions of there. She won and I didn't win. So I had to wait another 25 years, 30 years before I got a bit of a break. But at the time, I thought I've made it. So it's going out live on the 21st of March, 1987. I was nervous only because my mum was alive then, because she'd be watching. Yeah. I'm not like if hundreds of millions of people, what didn't bother me.
Starts to buy you, man.
Because my mum was watching. It made me feel a bit nervous. So it was at past 8 and we're in the studio. She's Studio 8 in the BBC, the biggest studio. Fucking big, like railway tracks with fellas on cameras, like making a movie. And fellas are running around, like this fella goes on like that, you know, where Frankie Allen to makeup, you know, no, he's got makeup. Thought it was Elvis, it was fantastic. But 20 to 9, my bottle just dropped down on me. Yeah. So I said to this girl, the researcher, I said, they love my fucking bottles gone here. So she went, what do you mean? I said, how many people are watching this? She said, 16 million is live.
It's heavy, like, innit?
I said, this is heavy duty.
Yeah.
I said, I need a bevy. She went, the bar's closed. The bar's closed in the BBC upstairs. I said, you fucking kidding? You get me a fucking drink. That's the way it went.
Demanding.
So she come over with this fella, and he was like, and he went, hello, Frankie, what's the problem? Like that, you know, the way they are someone on. I went, I need a drink. He said, okay, come with me. Said, come with me. So there's a door just like that door. Run down that fire escape. Run across the road to the pub. It's called the Surrey Tavern. Drink what you want. Make sure, I'll stand at this door. Make sure you're back in here at 5 to 9. You're going out live at 9. Yeah. I said, I'll be back here at 9 o'clock. So ran down. Girl came over. Can I have a brandy, please? Brandy right down my neck. Felt okay. Give us another one. Brandy. Felt confident, felt good. Another brandy. The next thing, I just knew someone was standing next to me. Darren, I swear on my kids, like, I knew he was a Scouser, and I don't know how I knew. He was only little, and he was just standing there, and he's listening to me talking to the barmaid, and he's looking at me like that. And I turned round and he went, all right. I went, all right, mate. Then this other fella come over, smaller than him, and he went, and it just reminded me of a rat, because he went, how many of you is this? So I went, just me, mate. He went, no, what is this? We've been on the air all day. He went, he's touched this bear's ass. We're fighting these fellas over here. I went, oh, listen, man.
You were going on telly.
I went, oh no. And I looked and it was 15 minutes to 9. I said, listen, mate. Honest to God, this is true. I said, listen, mate. I'm not from anywhere. I said, listen, mate, I'm not being fucking funny. I said, this is the break of my life. I'm going on the television in 13 minutes in front of 16 million people. This fella was, I'm being funny, laugh, fuck the telly. There's only 2 of us. I went, what? There's only 2 of us, laugh. She said, Swanny on his backers. I went, oh no. I went, oh, fuck it all. I went, all right, I got a bit. I can be diplomatic. I stay there. Anyway, I went over to these lads and they were Moroccans. I can speak a bit of French and all that. And I said to my friend, you know, and all this, very sorry, where they come from. I said, you know, they live in, where I live in, they live in Heighton, you know. He said, I couldn't understand it. I said, no, they can't write, they can't read and all that. You know. So I tell him about Heighton, you know. And he went, oh, they're not very clear. He said, but they are sorry, you know. And he went, okay, my friend. You apologise on their behalf and all that, you know.
We such an hand them foreigners, don't they, lads?
So I said, please, they don't want problem and all that. So anyway, walked back, they were in the corner. As I walked up to this fella's like that, and he goes, so he goes, what's happening now? What's happening now? What's happening now? So I just went, listen, you won't believe this. I told him from Heighton. I said, he don't want to know. And this fella was, that's right, lad. I said, they're sorry. He went, that's right. He said, probably no fellas. I know what I went. So I said, listen, I've got to go. Ran back in 4 minutes to go before I got on the television. You can't believe it.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe
true.
It. Brilliant,
but if you wrote it, people would go, he's made that up.
Yeah. And how did you get on when you went on the telly?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I thought it'd win.
Yeah.
And it didn't win. There was a girl at the time. I mean, my gags were those good material and whatever. Girl called Kerry Wilson.
Yeah.
And as soon as I seen her, I thought, I'm fucked here. She was brilliant.
Yeah.
She was doing impressions of all the EastEnders characters.
Okay, so it was like
all the coronations, contemporary, right, it was on the television. Everyone was looking at EastEnders then.
Yeah.
1987. So I said, I'm fucked here. Anyway, what the vote was. The fucking vote. You had to phone from a phone box, this number that was in the Radio Times. And the number 3 was me, if you wanted to vote.
With the 3 on the end.
All that, And I was like a maniac trying to get everyone to phone, you know what I mean? I even phoned my sister up, up in 2:30 in the morning. And I said, where are you? She went to my bed. Why have you been phoning off? Phone just went, you know, but it didn't win.
Yeah. What do you think, like this is what I said to Billy, right, about them, like the comics now? I've noticed, right, that you've got your school of comics, right, which are the ones we got brought up on, right?
Yeah.
Then you've got these new comics now, and they all seem to be middle class, and I don't find them fucking funny. I don't know whether the lads do and the birds out there, but I don't find them really funny. It's like middle class humour, lad.
Well, it's not working class. It's like a public school humour and alternative. I mean, I can't tell lies. I don't like it. I don't think it's funny. Fellas are coming on stage, they're not telling jokes.
No.
A comedian tells jokes and they're going, I went into the Asda today and I said to this chap, can you tell me where the bin bags are? He said, follow me. And I followed them and he went, oh, there they are.
What the
fuck's going on with that?
It's like that, Mike. I find that Michael McIntyre like that. And he comes on, he's dead posh, isn't he? The little, was that the little one with the black hair? Hello, you know, and you're like, you're not fucking funny.
He's a blade.
You're a blade, you know.
But what's it all about?
I don't know.
You know, where it's all political.
Yeah.
They're going on about slagging Donald Trump, slagging something. That's not funny. And going on about, there was this girl I was on in Wales a few years ago, and these people were from an alternative comedy club. Yeah. And he came on. So this lad comes on before me, and he goes, I bought a plastic bowl today.
Yeah. For you, lad, as well.
Go ahead, lad. Go ahead. And what? He goes, is it change? Plastic bowl, water. Fill the plastic bowl with water, empty it. What you left it? Plastic bowl. I went, what the fuck's this? So I said to me mates on the way home, am I doing something wrong here?
Was that his act? Part of his act?
Like, it's called observational humour, you know. I mean,
I don't get it, lad.
I can't get on it. I can't, you know. I
like the likes of Stuart Francis and, you know.
Peter Kay, lad. He's a winner all day, and Peter Kay.
Some of them are very funny if they tell gags and situations which are funny. Peter Kay's good. He says, remember when you were a kid and all that? Like Mickey Finn used to do that. Yeah. Good comic. Nostalgia. Yeah. But when they try to be too PC, and what's happened now with all the, you can't say this and you can't say that, for a comic or just normal speech, everyday speech, you can be very careful what you say.
It's like you always get them bird comics and she comes on, she goes, hi, I'm a lesbian. And you're like, yeah, all right, girl. And then she goes on about all these, like, politically correct jokes. Well, and you're like, you're fucking boring.
It's not humour, is it?
No, it's not. It's not our humour, is it? And I just sit there and I like comedians and I sit there and I think, oh, you're doing me fucking head and you're not funny. You know, where's that gone? With the working class humour?
I think it's a political thing. I don't really want to get on my soapbox about it. Yeah. But I've got a funny feeling that some people, I don't know who they are, some in the UK, they're just trying to destroy everything about old England, you know. Yeah. Trying to destroy the comedy. So, trying to destroy like a family unit. They're just trying to destroy everything. So we you know, and like even, you know, history. Trying, instead of saying, oh yeah, Winston Churchill, what a man he was in the war. Yeah. They're trying to make people feel ashamed of who they are, you know. Yeah, what's it all about?
I don't know.
So we grew up on the likes of Freddie Starr. What did you think of him?
He was great. That was a funny thing, this. I lived in Colville Street in Wavertree. Yeah. And I found out, a fella came on the website, Freddie Starr lived here years ago. Yeah. Did
you ever meet him?
Wavertree. Never met him. But it was funny.
Didn't he in Amsterdam or something, Freddie Starr?
He didn't, you know. It was just like, it was just headlines in the paper, just attention grabbing, you know.
Yeah, but he was fucking, he
was
mad,
brilliant,
wasn't he? He was good, really.
I've heard some funny stories about him, you know. He had a big meeting of all the big main agents of Britain, all the television people, ATV it was at the time in the 70s. Lord Grade, you know, he was like the Ed Sheeran, the London Palladium and all that, and bringing all the stars over. Johnny Mathis and all this, and bringing people over from America to go on the London Palladium. And he had a big meeting in this big hotel in Blackpool. And everyone's talking, and Freddie Starr was there. And I believe he said, has anyone seen Freddie? And he came out of his room with a pair of wellies on with nothing on and a lighted newspaper stuck up his ass, walking like Max Wall, and he was going, and then he banned him for like about 5 years, you know.
He was ready. He was one of them people, he didn't know what he was going to do next.
No, unpredictable comedian.
So did you want to be a comedian when you were young? Is that what you set out to be, Frank?
Well, what happened was, I was always like having a laugh, just like you are, like just one of the lads, skitting at each other and all that. Yeah. And I used to go to some shows where they had comedians on and heckle them.
And how old was you then?
18.
Yeah.
19. Anyway, Me and my mate Danny Down, who's a comedian from Kensington, he's a comedian now in Benidorm.
Yeah.
And he's a great lad and all that. So he says to me, he came to my house once when we lived in Old Swan. And he went, Frankie, one summer, he said, there's a show in this MA club, the Merseyside Artists Club on Shield Road. And he said, they have strippers on and they have a comic on every week, come along, you know. So I said, all right. So I went in. Fucking rough as fuck. Walked in, like something from the Deer Hunter. This was like the end of the 70s, the early 80s. All you could see was smoke.
Yeah.
Everyone was smoking. It was heaving. No health and safety. Absolutely chock-a-block. Burst heads, all fellas sitting there like that. Fellas are walking past, you know, someone's going, yeah, he's just got to eat all that, you know, all mass murderers and everything. Anyway, the comedian came out. I'll never forget. The heckling was unmerciful. I had a comedian on from Blackpool, he had a suit on. And he came out and he went, good evening, hello lads, he said, I went to Taylor's the other day. Is that where you got that suit from, you soft god?
Didn't give him 2
Fuck
minutes.
off. So every week, I was going every week. The comedian was getting heckled off.
And what was you doing for a living then?
I was on a building.
Yeah.
Anyway, so just mixing for the bricklayer.
Yeah.
I mean, managed mix, you know. So funny enough, I done a thing yesterday for Fix Radio, which is a radio station piped into all the construction sites all over, and the fellow was made up, you know, because I'd been on a building anyway. So we're sitting there one Sunday. So the compere, Joey Blakemore, and he couldn't get anyone to listening. And the strippers were on, and the lads were trying to grab the strippers. And he's on the mic, and he's going, I'll never forget, he's going, fuck off! Just fuck that off! Fellas are standing there. Just had no control over him. Everyone's on the stage. So the stripper's terrified. She goes to the dressing room. So he says, listen, lads, I've got to bring the comedian on out. This is the last comedian we're on having here. So what we're going to do, any of you think you can do any better, get up. And whoever wins, whoever's the best comedian, wins a £5. See?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there.
So you're 18 now, yeah?
18. A couple of young lads got up and all that, got heckled off. So and I was doing a lot of impressions then, Cliff Richard.
Was you nervous?
No.
No.
So me mate Danny and all the lads were saying this today, you'll never get this today. He's like that, one eye and a fucking scar. He went, go ahead, Frankie, lad. He said, we'll back you if it goes off and all that. I said, all right. So I jumped up on stage. Danny just took to it like a duck to water. Yeah. You couldn't hear a pin drop when I went on stage for the very first time, picked the mic up and ran out and went to the fella, look at the fucking head on this cunt. What's your game? You fucking ugly cunt. I seen you in the butcher's. You said to the butcher, is that a pig's head in the window? He said, no, it's a mirror. You fucking ugly trash. No wonder your beard fucked off on you and all that. And the fella's like, that's shell-shocked. And I said, what do you do for a living, mate? And he went, taxi driver, fucking dickhead. Fuck off. I'm not paying you. You can't run like fuck and all that. Move on to someone else. And everyone was in bulk.
Yeah.
So the fella that's running it, when I come off, he went, fucking hell, Frank. He said, how did you do that? I said, don't know.
It just come to you.
Just come to me like natural. So I won the Joke of the Week contest for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So the fella that was running it, who owned the club, was called Don Navarro, Iggy Navarro. Yeah. He was in a movie, you might remember Baldfeld, he's dead now. He was in a Shake Hands, he was in Boys and the Black Stuff.
Shake Hands, he was in the man, weren't he?
Good lad.
Boys from the Black Stuff.
Boys from the Black Stuff. And he said, Frankie, you do great here on a Sunday afternoon. He said, look, I want to put you on the road, put you on the clubs, doing what you do, try not to swear as much, but just do what you do.
Yeah.
So in those days, you go to a social club, British Legion, all over, Ainton speaking everywhere, there's hundreds of clubs, Labour clubs, Catholic clubs, and Conservative clubs. He'd have 2 or 3 acts on a night, but he'd have a group on at 8 o'clock. So when the group had taken all the stuff down at 8:30, I'd run on and do 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my experience. You know, that's
Brilliant.
how I started, yeah.
Brilliant. So what was your dad? Did your dad support you? Did he find you funny, your dad, or was he...
Well, not really, you know. I never really saw eye to eye with him. I never really supported anything that I'd done. I think the humour came, that I wasn't afraid of being on stage because my mum was played the accordion, sang in Latin American, and I was with her all the time on the stage, and I was used to mess about with the mic, I was used to audiences. It didn't seem to bother me. I got the humour from my grandmother, I think. You know what I mean? She was Irish and all that. Yeah, very, very funny. You know, we were talking about that, what's his name? The other that you went to school with, the... he's not a comic, he does the videos. The gay fella.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Philip.
Yeah.
Philip, yeah.
Yeah, Nicky went to school.
He comes out with some old-fashioned stuff.
I haven't seen him. I believe he's good though.
He's very good.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
That's Philip Regan.
Yeah, he's from round here.
Very
from
good.
Scotland,
He's excellent.
The Queen of Scotland Road.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him, but I remember Philip when he was a kid.
But I get the humour really. My grandmother was like that, the way she spoke. I remember, you remember you used to play football on the street and you get a neighbour to get the ball and put a knife in it. Remember that one?
Yeah, I fucking put a knife in that.
Because you twatted their window.
Yeah.
Anyway, my granny is one example of what she was like. Fucking calling everyone in the district fit to burn. And my mother and my aunties with the scarves on, the room would be full of smoke. And my auntie Cassie talk like that. She had one finger, and she was pointing at you with a stump, and she was going, "Hey Annie, that's not his kid." You know what I mean? You look at her across the eyes. They're not related to the Shields. Wake up.
The Shields is lad.
Yeah, but that's who we were. We related to the Shields and the aunties.
Yeah.
But my auntie Frances had this dead horse voice, and she'd be going, "It's not his kid." She'd go, "God forgive them." God forgive them. Then my grandmother would say, "Go away with you." Go away with you. They were all tiny. Never mind. They were tall. They were all tiny. Didn't Dixon get thrown out to the army, Annie? Got thrown out to the army. And I said to her, "You tell me lies like that, I'll bring the police to you. You tell me lies like that." Well, that's the way they talk.
Yeah.
My grandmother, I come in crying, I was only 14. She said, "What's wrong, lad?" She used to have the old-fashioned shawl, the rosy beads and all that.
They all had the roses, didn't they, lad?
I said, woman across the road, supposed to be a big hard case.
Yeah. Woman with a big hard case.
Put the knife in my ball. So she went, "All right." So she started getting ready like that. But this is where the humour is. The woman over the road must have had acne.
Yeah.
You know, like spots on her face and all that. So she come out with all the sleeves up. And the woman come to the door, so she run over like that and she went, "Now, potty jock face." So what the fuck's potty jock? And she went, "You put that fucking knife through our man's ball, I'll slag your head straight out." She was scrapping at the door. Yeah. This one was trying to get in, you know. And my grandmother was through the door. But she was very, very quick. The things that she said, she'd say, you know. And even like I got a suit when I was 15 and I was a little bit big. I had to take it back, you know, the way I bought a suit and all that. So, and I went to my granny's and she said, "Where are you going? Are you going to mass in that suit?" So she says, I said, "Yes." She said, "I wish I got the priest to see you." She went, I said, "It's me, who for? The Child of Ale. Take it back."
Child of Ale.
Looks like you got a fucking ump on your back. You know, all that. All right, Jan, take it off. But the old humour is so funny, innit?
I remember listening to me ma and that, and like, they had nicknames for everyone. And always fascinated me about this woman. And my ma would say to me, "Grandma, seen one smart woman out last night." And we got, "Oh, she looks well, doesn't she, one smart woman?" I said, and in the end I said to her, and I was going, "Who's one smart? Why'd you call her one smart woman?" Because apparently she was always with Boss Grip. And she'd say to everyone in the boozer, "One smart woman tonight though, aren't I?" No, they had boss names, didn't they, for them all? They were fucking brilliant.
But the gossip, we've lost all that, haven't we? That's why we're turning to like...
Because the pubs have gone, haven't they?
But the communication, Darren, people communicating on the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, years ago, though, when he used to talk, I can remember my grandmother came in the house, we were all, my aunties, everyone sitting there like that. And as she came into the room, she had a scarf on, she went, "Hush now, hush!" And then it was all like a big play, and she went...
didn't he?
There was a woman over the road, her son had mental health issues.
Yeah.
They took him away, you know.
Round the bend.
So she went, "Hush now, hush!" So my mum went like that with a teapot. She went, "What's up?" She went, my grandmother went, "They came." "They came for Farragher's lad this morning." Archie Bellew on the railway about 5 o'clock. They came from Rainhill. And they told me, I said,
Rainhill.
"Go away." And she went, "I believe the screams."
Unmerciful.
"I believe the screams were unmerciful."
They always say that, didn't they?
Yeah, she Francis like that. "God help." What happened? So she was...
No, you still one in the room.
Annie, close the kids, close the kids. I was like that, close the kids. These two big coppers.
Coppers.
This fat one anyway, come out screaming. Oh, she said, so the had him down on the floor. Give that tea, honey, give that tea. He said, sugar, put sugar in it. Me auntie can't, she's like that, but if go on, man, go on. And he script up to sitting on him. Anyway, so she said, God help poor Fanny, you know, the mother.
Yeah.
And she went, and my auntie Cassie went, yeah, God's help her. She said, stump of her finger, she went, I'll God's help her. She said, no, may I never move. Kids, you know, she's got a brother the same. And we all went, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Brilliant.
Went mental, wanted to find the years ago, they took him away. I believe he's up somewhere up country. I've got him in this place. And everyone's going, go away. She went, so yeah. And one of the girls was telling me, I believe one of the aunties went a few years ago at Christmas. Said she'd never go again.
Brilliant. But that's what they were like, weren't they? Yeah. That's what they were all like.
And he has all mad old-fashioned names like Ethel and Fanny and fucking all of them.
Fucking hell, I don't remember by anyone. My ass called Fanny. Fucking hell, Will. Where was you? Where was you living, lad?
This was Auntie Fanny from Frankie, then, weren't it?
Oh, that's a fucking funny.
Franny.
And then
Franny said Franny, not Fanny.
Franny or
no
Fanny?
Scouser was called Fanny. That's fucking hell, mate.
Was it Auntie Fanny?
Franny.
Was it Fanny over the road?
I don't know who it was. I don't know.
Just made it up.
I remember my grandmother, my auntie.
Come on, Frank, get back to the radio.
One of my mother's. Your mother's. Who was it? I think it was my niece or my nephew, whatever it was. I think it was my auntie had a baby in our house for some reason. I don't know if it was in our house. Or in my grandmother's house, that's what it was. So I didn't know I was 12 and I was sitting there, fucking rooms full of smoke and all that. Anyway, the doctor came down, just delivered the baby upstairs. But it's funny, my grandmother had the main shout to go upstairs to see the baby first, the way it was in those days. So the doctor come out. So my granny went, okay. But in those days, but don't forget, you're always worried in case the baby is anything wrong. You say it was a big thing, Darren.
Yeah.
So anyway, she come back down after about 15 minutes, she opened the door, and my mum was there. My mum she had a test thing with my mum. She's all looking at it, and she looked at me and she went,
No.
She went, no. My mum went, thank God. So what? Wasn't years later, I said, oh, remember that when my gang came in? And she went like that. And she went like that. No. What was that? She said, we were scared. We were scared in case the baby had the juggy ears like this.
Well, I was telling him the other week, I remember, you know, like when you're a kid and that, and everyone had do's, didn't he? So New Year's Eve, somewhat family member had a do, didn't he?
That's right.
So like that New Year's Eve, you go to, no, there was no really clubs, no one went to town, did they, and all that, went to clubs.
Each other's houses?
Yeah, they went to each other's house. So I remember one time me and my mate Stephen there, because my mate Jenno reminded me of it the other week. He went, Stephen said, what about that time with the fella with the no legs? And we were about 9. So we're going to me nana's and she was having everyone round, big do and all that. And every family, you know, member of the family used to go, didn't they? All stay together New Year's Eve and all have a bevy. They fucking all end up boxing in the end, but they all used to get together, didn't they? So me ma went, I said, can I stay up and listen to the bells? Remember, you just made up, right? You're giving it all your lang syne gear, weren't you? So she went, all right, well, we were all down to me ma. She said about 11:30. I said, okay. So me and my mate, he's staying over, he's sleeping over, and we were walking with me ma, and we're going to me nana's. And next minute, Blemon Street runs up to the top of Scotty. It's a dead steep. It starts at the castle, the pub on the corner. It runs right up, and it's a dead steep hill. So as we come, my ma's had a few ales and that. And as we're coming, here's this, looked like a woman with white hair in a wheelchair. And she's struggling to get up the fucking hill. And my ma goes, all right, lads, go and give her a push. You and him grabbed the wheelchair. Fucking terrible. Who's left here out there? She said, she's pushing away up Blenheim Street. Go and push her to where she's going. It's about 11:30 at night. We're about 9. I said, all right. So I goes, and it's a fella, but he had like dead long hair. You know, like fucking, it was like Jesus. Go down to there. So we both grabbed. I said, where are you going, mate? And he went, the block's up the top. The block's up the top. By Betty's, the block's up the top. I said, oh, all right. So we pushes him, and he's fucking pissed himself. So he's sloshing in the pisses, you know, as he's going up. So he gets to this like it's like a derelict block. Couple of Bondies on it, and then a couple of normal houses, right? So he goes, I live on the 2nd floor. So he says, all right, mate, I'll go. Who shall I go? He went, go and tell her to get the lads to tell the lads to come down and get me up. So I said, all right. So he runs up, my mate stays with him, and he's stunk. Never smelt anything like it, just pissed up to death. And don't think, you know, he just used to piss himself in the wheelchair. So he goes up. So I knocks on the door, this album, you know, with the whiff of the house come out, you know, fucking hair stood up with the whiff. And I'm fucking hell, mate. She come out, she went, what's up? I said, it's your husband, we've got him downstairs. And he said, will you get the lads to get him up? She must have had a couple of sons. She went, there's no fucking lads in here. He went, is he drunk? Is he drunk? I said, yeah, he's had a few drinks. Like I said, you know, yeah, he's drunk. She went, well, fucking leave him there. And it was when winters got really cold. It was freezing. So we goes down. I said to him, you know, we're only kids that had, you know, our man and our woman, you respected your elders then, didn't you? So she went, fuck him. And she just slammed the door. So I went out to him. I said, hey, mate. I said, your wife said the lads are not here and to leave you there. He went, hey, you, him, get me up these fucking stairs. Me and my mate Stephen, we're fucking shitting ourselves. So I went.
This is in the house?
No, this is outside the block.
Outside the block,
outside the block. He lived on the 2nd landing.
Okay.
So I said, come on, let's fucking get him up. So we were fucking frightened of him anyway. He was like a little fucking, like a little gremlin thing with white long hair, fucking swiveling in the piss. Weird. So as we grabs grabs a handle, and we're bumping him up, and he's sloshing away in the piss, and we're bumping him up. Anyway, mate, we hit him to the top, and we couldn't fucking lift him. We were only 9 the last step, and he went fuck off, and he flew out the wheelchair, and he went down every fucking stair, right? And he was just lying there on the floor, and his head he had this like big long white wig, and it was just fucking full of blood. And I went, fucking hell, we've killed him. You know, we're looking at him. And it was like casualty. There was just trails of blood on the floor like that, you know what I mean? So he runs down, me and him, and I'm going, mate. And he was just out, and he was all fucking blood. I said, we've killed him. I'm screaming. Me mate couldn't talk. He was just jumping up and down, going, no time to scream, but nothing was coming out. Just gone. So I said, fuck this. So I rang round to the do where they were all having to do, and I ran in. They were all rotten. And I said, I was like the song Queen. Mum would have just killed a man. I said, Mother, I've killed a fella. I said, I've killed a fella. He went, ew.
Oh my God.
What fella? They were all pissed. I said, at the fella in the wheelchair, that was a woman. Have you killed her? I said, it's not a woman. I said to Mum, it's a man. We've killed him. I'm sobbing. My uncle's like, lad, calm down. But they're all laughing, right? Because they're all fucking rotten. I said, he had no legs. I said, he slipped out the wheelchair and he's gone down every fucking stair. So they're all just buzzing. So anyway, me ma grabs the phone. House phone's then. She went, shall I tell 999? Said he. So I goes, yeah, go ahead. We'll go round now and see where he is. So me ma dials 999. She gets on the phone. She went, hello, mate. Can you send an ambulance round? She said, to Blenheim Street. There's a fellow with no legs. It's New Year's Eve. He's fell down every stair, and the kids think they've killed him. She went, is this a fucking joke? You know what I mean? And then my dad had ran down with my uncle, and he'd found him. He was in a bad way. And my mate was just still standing there, jumping up and down, not saying that, you know, in shock. And anyway, they got him up. He was all right. The ambulance come and it took him away. But I always remember fucking, you know, it was time for the bells to come. My ma said, come on, yeah, the bells come. And I said, I'll just go to bed, man. I said, I don't want to stay up no more. And I fucking went to bed, you know what I mean? It was just like, back then, mate, them dues and that. No. But like, funny things happened on them, didn't he? You know what I mean?
And what happened in the end, Darren, with the fella?
He fucking went away to hospital. He was in a bad way. Him away, yeah, he was in a bad way, but I couldn't get over it, mate.
Did you get interviewed by the busy?
No, we was like a fucking accident. Yeah, we were only 9. He slipped out in his own piss. It was fuck all.
Did you think it killed him? No.
Oh, I thought it killed him, mate. I was like Queen. No, the song, mate. I was just killed him, man.
you were telling me a story this morning, Darren, about putting your ballies on. When you tell us that one.
Yeah.
Because that had me laughing. That.
Yeah, it's just like fucking, you know, as I say, me dad, right, he fucking, just a proper red. Do you know what I mean? Sat in the same seat all his life, fucking. My dad had watched the football when it was on telly, right? But he went to every home match. But if the Liverpool were playing like in abroad or something, he didn't have the money to go or the away matches, so he'd sit in front of the telly and drag the fucking chair in front of the telly. And my dad felt if they give a bad pass, he'd go, he was that much of a red, he'd spew up. Lad, he'd run out the room. You know, if Liverpool were playing bad, he'd run out the room and I just think, what fucking enjoyment did you get out of this? It was his life. So I takes up bodybuilding, don't I? I'm not shite at football, so it takes up bodybuilding. I just remember one time, you'd have to practice fucking posing and that, right? Now, my half fella just, I say, he was old school into it. He just thought, bodybuilding gear, mate, it's for puffs. Anyone who does any, had about 3 fucking squares of hair combed over till our kid shaved it off. He looked about at 102 and he was only 30 odd till he got it, because they were very vain about their heads, weren't they then? Yeah. I know when he shaved his hair off, he looked about 20 years younger, but he had the Al Charlton going on and all that, you know, the Bobby Charlton. And I was quite the opposite to him, you know. I got into bodybuilding and, you know, fucking, it was all about like fucking keeping yourself in nick and eating healthy and all that. My dad never had a chicken breast in his fucking life, or a bit of fruit or nothing like that. He was just like, I'll have a sarnie. Didn't even have a roast dinner. She used to say to me, well, I'll have a sarnie. And he just lived like that, you know what I mean? Just for
was you a well-built fella, Darren?
No, not really, mate. No. I'll probably get that side of genetics off my mum's side, you know what I mean? Yeah. And the darkness off my dad's side, because they were like, got a bit of foreign in them. Yeah. So I always remember when I was in the room, so I said, I still had the room in my dad's like you do. I was about 23 and I thought, I'll go down and practice a bit of fucking posing in the, you know, they had a big mirror in the fucking spare room. So I remember putting on these red ballies, little red tongue. And I was like, Dan, I was fucking posing, you know, doing all that with me. And my dad walked past and he just looked and he went, oh, for fuck's sake. I was like, he went, what the fucking hell's all that about, lad? Why couldn't you just fucking kick a ball?
You were doing it to Conan, weren't you?
Yeah, it was like the Conan. Dun, 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 dun. It was so fucking dead serious and that. And I didn't know my dad was behind me, and he went, for fuck's sake, mate, to fucking kill me, mate. He was all right with it in the end, you know what I mean? I mean, he come to Mr. Universe one time when I was competing, and then you always want your dad's approval, don't you? I remember, like, doing the Mr. Universe, and everybody come from the gym. I just won the England, and I was buzzing, you know, my first Universe invite, because it's something special, you know what I mean, if you've never done it before and you're representing your country. So I goes to the Mr. Universe, and I said, Dad, will you come? And he went, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm not going there. It's like watching paint dry. So I said, oh, all right. I said, everyone from the gym's coming. And it was in Southport that year at the Floral Hall. I said, everyone's from the gym. I said, fuck, I'm not going there, lad. Oh, that game. I said, all right. So I was in the thrall waiting to go through. Next minute, my dad turns up like status quo. He had a denim jacket on, Echo under his hand, denim kicks, white shirt, white t-shirt underneath with the Echo. All right, lad. I was fucking buzzing, mate, you know what I mean? So I said, yeah. I said, all right, Dad, mate. Oh, made up you've come, just... fucking patted him on the back and all. That's about as we got as far as a hug was concerned when if me dad a slap on the back. I said, oh, mate up, you've come. I said, I'll go and get you the ticket. He's sitting with all lads, I said, all right. So if you do a show, a contest, and you get called out in the top 6 straight away, right? And the first call out, we call it, you know, your top 6 in the universe, right? So if you get that call out, you know you're up there with the, you know, with a chance. So if I got called out in the top 6, straight away, from all around the world, and the whole place went up, you know, because I'm from Britain and all my lads from the gym come and all that. It was chocker, and the place went up when he went from the UK, blah blah blah, and he called me out with all these fucking Russians and all that. So afterwards, they tell you where you've come in the night. You'd have what you call the judging. So in the night, they tell you where to come. So as it comes off, it gets fucking throws me trackie on, and it comes out, and everyone's in the hallway. I was, oh fucking hell, lad, I've got you this place, I've got you daft. You were saying, you know, you might have won that, you don't know, lad, you ripped to fuck. So I'm not asked about what all them say. You just asked about your dad, aren't you? What he says, and I walked over, I said, all right, Dad, what do you think? He went, what do you fucking think? You fucking love yourself, you don't, yeah. I fucked this, I'm off. I just, with the Echo in his hand, just fucked up. Yeah. I'm going to miss the match. There's a cup final on there. It was something like Man U playing. He went, fuck that, mate. You're fucking watching paint. You fucking love yourself, you don't. You done walked off. But then in the night, he's phoned me, where did you come, lad? You know what I mean? It was just that Scouse kind of weren't it, that we all had, that they wouldn't show you they were proud of you, but they were.
But
Do you know what I mean?
Your dad did, like, talk about you when you didn't even know it,
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah,
Which
of
was
course,
nice when you found out later on.
Yeah, which was nice later on.
Yeah.
It's sad, isn't it, the way they can't... What you were saying, me dad... I never got on with my dad for years. Only the last few years we became close, kind of made friends. And he was 96 when he died, you know, a couple of years ago. Now, all his life, my dad never showed his feelings, you know.
Yeah.
And even like when my mum died for a few years, he used to write Christmas cards, but he'd never put love on it. You know, he wouldn't put Happy Christmas, son, love, Dad. And then he died at Christmas, but the last Christmas he put love on. How weird is that?
It's weird,
you know, though he knew, you know. How sad is that? It's sad, innit? And it's weird, you know, Darren, because when I saw that my dad had put love on it, I thought, he's gone now, you know. He's going to go.
Yeah, it's like weird, because I went through a similar experience with me mum. Because she said, my mum died when we were really young, and she said, I'm going to teach you, this is about 2 weeks before she died, how to use the washing machine.
Go away.
Because if something happens to me, and there was nothing wrong with it, you know, something has to be, at least you know how to, you'll have clean clothes.
Go
and
away.
2 weeks later, she was dead.
How strange.
Do you know what I mean? It's strange, innit? Maybe.
And you were only, how old was you then?
I was about 17. Like.
See, they're young, innit?
Yeah.
It's young.
Yeah, it's mad, innit? You know, that things that happen like that, you know, where, I don't know, did he know or something? Who knows?
I don't know, but I believe that, like, when I was young and I was growing up, my mum taught me a lot, and she's still here, and she's still teaching me things, and, you know, about, like, hygiene and cleaning up, and, you know, looking after the house. Yeah, you know, like, my mum used to go to work, and I'd have the house spotless when she come home, and, you know, and these days, you come home, and no one's fucking lifted a finger.
No.
And
everyone's mom was a cleaner, though, as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
They weren't just cleaning their own Kens, but they were a cleaner as well. They worked, like, my mum worked in a municipal.
The red steps, the cardinal tiles, the cardinal red, it was called, polishing steps.
Or the brasso outside, mate, you know, if you didn't have shiny brasso, you were a scruff.
I remember where I lived, when we lived in Old Swan, Binns Road, it was where the Meccano was in Crawford's. There was a woman a couple of doors down from me, and she'd lost it, you know, completely. And she used to talk, but she'd say what was on her mind. You know, no filter. Just say to you, I don't like you, or you know, because she was gone, always in and out of the mill. And this woman, Alice, she was a lovely woman. She was next to, now she's standing here on a step. Alice is on her hands and knees with the old scarf around her head and all that, like that, polishing the step. And she went, all right. She went, all right, Alice, like that. Now she could hear it.
Yeah.
I was standing there with her son, but as though nobody could hear it. As though she was thinking. But thinking loud, she went, all right, Alice. Go on, she said. Polishing the step, is it? That's right. She went, polishing the step for the lodge. And she was a good Catholic as well.
Yeah.
Polishing the step for when the orange lodge comes up. She went, go on with you. She said, you like it out, fella. And ran in and slammed the door. And then come out later on as though nothing happened. You know, it's funny, speaking the mind.
Yeah, but that...
It was weird years ago when it was the orange and the green and all that we had there,
I remember asking me dad about it. And I said to him, what was all that about with the Orange Lodge? He went, we had no fucking telly, lad. There was nothing else to do.
Just loads of drama.
So like, it was drama, weren't it?
Yeah,
there
was
no
just all
telly
drama between families.
Yeah, and he went, oh, you're not fucking steaming, you know, you're on then. He said, when the lodge would come along, she used to, you know, the black pepper bombs or salt bombs would be thrown at the lodge. But my dad said, you always wanted to get that fucker at the front with the, you know, the one who throws the baton. He was the main one, they all wanted, mate.
I went through a wedding and it was my auntie's cousin. Anyway, went to this wedding. The long story is in Walton Village. Now, the family were all from the South End. Eddie was marrying this just Church of England Protestants, not in the Orange Lodge, you know. Yeah. But the mother was a terrible, staunch Catholic, you know. And because he was getting married in a Protestant church, she cut him off completely, wouldn't speak to him. Anyway, so it was like this today, gorgeous day in the summer. This was like 78, 79. I was only like 18, I had suits on and all that. So we're all in the church. His fucking bottle was gone. Casey's mother turned up, you know, on the day, because he was marrying someone not Catholic. So the wedding's going ahead and all that. But his bottle, as we're coming out, he's like that. He's going, all right, Frankie, where's the wedding cars? Wedding cars are late, aren't they? You know, to take him away and all that. So everything's all right. And stop him for pictures, but he was shaking. so terrified of his mother. So walking down towards the street, the wedding car's pulled up. Just goes to get a taxi. Just to go, gets to get in the wedding car. A taxi pulled up. His mother jumped out. The fucking big brolly. And she jumped out and she went, fuck off right on his head. And she was, God forgive. God forgive, yeah. She said. And hitting him with the brolly, everyone else is like it off, and she went, you'll never have a day's luck.
Just mad, isn't it? Religion, mate.
Yeah. And they had to carry him into the wedding car.
Yeah. With the microphone.
But you know what? I never, this is being serious, when we were kids by ours, I never knew anyone who was a Protestant. Everyone, because round here was so Catholic, isn't it? They just never knew anyone who was a Protestant, you know.
Yeah, but the same like all kind of like, it was weird really, because we had a little gang, there was about 15 of us in the gang with the 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And one of the lads that got in the gang, he wasn't a Catholic.
Yeah.
And I remember a fella coming up to me, and he went, Des, we used to call him, short for disease, because his initials were TB. Mad, innit?
Yeah.
And he went, Frankie, you're in a minute, you know. What's up? And he went, do you know Billy's prod? I went, fuck off. I thought you had the disease. Mad, innit? I feel sorry for a lot of people. When I go out of town and that, you see, you know, Scousers living in Winsford and Skem. You get on to them and, you know, they're made up with me. And you can see after them a little bit homesick. They want to come back here, you know what I mean?
And they only got moved out because of all the tenements got
knocked down.
So they had to go to like, we had a nanny, and this is nowhere to lie, she lived down here, and she got moved to not a screen. And I knew no one with a garden, because we were all from the tenements. And you know what we called her? Nana in the fucking country, lads. I think, is it called Famsworth or something like that street or something up there? He was fucking always made there. Not a screen, it was, you know, somewhere there. Yeah, that's it, mate. And we called her Nana in the country. Because you know what, the garden was no bigger than this fucking office with a bush in the middle, and we'd never known anyone with a garden. And like, when we moved from the tenements, everyone from round ours, they got either moved on the Eldonian estate or like to all the new houses round there. And I remember me ma and that all made up because they had a garden, mate. No one had a garden, you know what I mean? And everyone's ma was like buzzing for a garden, mate. They were just happy with fuck all.
Oh, we had a lovely garden when we lived in Speak.
We didn't get a garden.
We had a little apple tree and everything. It was nice. Yeah,
fucking Billy of the country, lads.
Yeah, but you know when Speak was like on the outskirts. Of Liverpool,
Speak, he was a wall.
You've got like See, I used to go to school in Garston and get called a Speak tramp.
Yeah.
And you got the Garston mudmen. You know what I mean? So I always felt like an outsider wherever I went. You know what I mean? Because my dad went to school in St John Almonds in Garston, I had to go where everyone else went to All Hallows. It was called All Hallows back then in Speak. I was the only one out of the family that went there, and it was a fucking nightmare to get a bus pass, go there and just get ripped by all the South-Enders, because they used to come from school from Park Road, you know, in Garston Park Road, and they had new age, and here's me on the bus going from Speak, and it was just you know, when I had freckles and skinny fucking knees, because you used to have to wear shorts, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was weird, you know, shorts and a fucking mad blue jumper, but school wasn't good for me. I didn't like it at all. I used to fucking bunk off, but yeah.
It's strange really, because when I first started working in the clubs, I noticed a few weird things. Like I was 19 or 20, started going up to Manchester. Never been there before, never even had a car.
Yeah.
You had a mate who used to take me sometimes. Other times I'd get the train, and I'd kind of like be asking people in the club, is anywhere or staying with people in the club or whatever.
Yeah.
And I always
getting home overnight.
Yeah, I was getting home overnight. But I had a mate who worked the day before. He's still a very good mate of mine. He worked in Granada Television for years. You know, working in like the prop departments or whatever, setting the stage and different jobs. And he always used to say to me, fucking hell, the Manchester Birds love Scousers, you know. And I go, I do, but I never really believed them, you know. And I'm just like, normal fella, like the Liverpool Birds years ago, you'd be dead hard, you know, you'd be phoning them up and all that. And I'd be going, oh, she's not in. She's not, you know, it's all that one. She's not in.
Yeah.
Then you get, or even if you got the bird on the phone, do you want to go out next week? I don't know, maybe the week after. You know what, all you just want to know, do dead hard to pull. But when I went to Manchester, the first couple of times I went to Manchester, next thing's Bear standing next to me. Fucking lovely, you know. And she went, I couldn't believe it. I went, so-and-so. She went, are you from Liverpool, Frankie? You know, like that. They think it's a big thing because you've gone into enemy territory. They think you're a big hard case, she said. So I said, yeah. She went, do you live like, you know, in the suburbs, you know, like Formby and that, you know, Southport? I said, no, I said, right in, like, you know, the middle, like Kensington, Kenny, you know. And I said, she'd like to made up, you know what I mean? As though you like it from the hood. So she went, so, how long you up here for? I said, well, going home tonight. Like I said, I might have to hitchhike. I said, I think I missed the last train. So she goes, stay with me. Just like that.
Yeah.
I was, and especially being a Scouser, I went, oh no, to be a mush when I get back to the drum. So I was like YouTube big, but I thought, oh no, I'll get back to the drum. You know, they get out the flat. To be a mush bursting in about 4 a.m, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went, fuck it, just a couple of things. I said, all right. And I got that in Newcastle as well when I was from Newcastle. I was drove all the way up there. I'll never forget this in the 80s, 86, 87. When I got there, the head gasket went on my car, steam everywhere and all that fucked. And I went, oh, fucking hell, I'm going to get home. I have to let it cool down. I got home in the end. I was on with a stripper and she used to be Miss Newcastle. It's about 30 then, which was all right. So she went like that. Talking, but they're fascinated with, you know, because the Scouser. So she goes, have you come all the way? You know the way he talk? You come all the way from Frank, have you come all the way from Liverpool in Need? I said, yeah. She went, oh, she said, I've worked with Bodybuilding. She mentioned these comics, but I've never seen anyone like you. You're picking on the lads and all that and telling them fuck off and all that. I said, I should do what I do. She said, oh, he like it, he like it. Next thing she goes, were you steam? Not like that, on my case. And I'm just like a normal, you know, not a fella that got loads of birds, you know what I mean? I went, oh, I don't know yet. I said, I've got to wait till the car cools down. She goes, I only live in Benton, like this place called Benton. And I went, okay. She went, get on my couch if you want, you know, that one.
Yeah.
I said, all right. Went back to her flat, obviously. Got in bed with her and all that. And she was like, you Miss Newcastle former one. But still, as I say, the Scouse thing got me the bed. But there's a bit of paranoia because I couldn't really sleep, you know, because you're expecting the door to come in on you.
Yeah, well, go on, you say.
My dad was a wolf. My dad was from Winsford. My granddad was from Garston, and my dad's ma was from Winsford.
Go away.
So we like the kind of Castle Fields or somewhere like that. I had loads of cousins up there on my dad's side, you know what I mean? And when he used to come down to speak, or to wherever we were in Liverpool and park the car, they'd be coming and going, is that a gas chef here? All the time. So the Rob Ashtery over in Liverpool. And they were always like that, you know, just at the, like you said.
I had a mate, and he worked on one of the clubs in town. I won't tell you what one, but he worked on this club. So anyway, standing there one night, there was no handsome fucking like that. So this bird comes over and she's flirting with him. So he said she was all right as well, lad. She was fucking fit. He said, next minute, a fella comes over. And he went, all right, pal. He went, yeah, all right, mate. He went, listen, we're down from Hull. He said, and he said, my bird, she wants to go with a Scouse Storman. And she wants to be fucked by him. Would you want to fuck my bird?
You're joking.
No, seriously, this is seriously. Right, so he goes,
okay,
so he said, I was like, oh, fucking hell, mate. I don't know. He went, where are you staying? He went, I won't be there, I won't be there. He said, we're at County Road over a shop. A friend of ours got a shop up there. So he said, all right. He said, all right. He said, I finished about 4 o'clock on this club. And he went, do you know what? She was fit as fuck. She kept grabbing his knob in the club and all that. And he was just like giving it that to him, on the dance floor and that. He was made up, right? So he went, fuck it, I'll shoot up. So anyway, when he gets there, he answers the door. Hello, mate. They were off the barnet, you know what I mean? She's in there.
Did you go?
Yeah, he went. She's got all the grip on, so he's and all that fucking tongue up her ass.
Did you
sitting there, right? And he's sitting there as to this. So he went, look, I'm going to leave you now. He said, I'm going to get off. He said, and, you can sort her out. She's just one of it. We're swingers, we like, that's what we're into. He said, we brought her down because, I brought her down because he wants to sleep with a Scouse Storman. So he said, all right, mate. So my mate said, I went in. He said, I'll be leaving now. He said, he heard the door shut. So he said, she's all over me, lad. She was fucking lovely. So he's on the couch with her and all that. Next minute, he said, lad, I haven't got a fucking big Betty pen, like. He said, and I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, fucking hell, work you come. So she's all over. He said, but I'm still looking at the door, thinking, do you know, fucking, he's gonna come, might come in, this might be a setup here. I might have fucking banged his mate a couple of weeks ago, and might be a load of fellas come in now and just do me in, you know what I mean? So he said, I couldn't get an hard on. He said, so I'm half looking at the door. He said, next minute, she's fucking got me kicks off. She's sucking the cock off me. He said, next minute, the door opened, and he come in. He said, mate, he had a length on him. He said about that big, and he was just like that, fucking wanking at me. He went, fucking hell. I said, what did you do? He went, it shrunk you.
Did he fuck off, yeah?
He said it was just like, they were just two nutters who just like, that was the fantasy. No, fuck that. I said, what did you do? He said, oh, I just fucking liked it, lad. It was dead intimidating, mate. Big thing, lad.
No way.
Fuck that, innit?
Right.
Strange, innit?
Right, we're going to come to the end of this because I can see them cameras going off.
Yeah.
I don't want it happening the way it did the other week.
Yeah.
So, Frankie, appreciate you coming along, mate.
Oh, you're welcome, Bill. I really enjoyed it. Great to meet yourself
Yeah.
again and to meet Darren for the first time.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, we had a laugh, didn't we?
Yeah, and we can. I'm sure we'll sit down again and do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, thanks. And with that, nice one.
Nice one. See you later.
See everybody. Thanks for listening and watching.